Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to all of my colleagues who supported me on this journey and for giving me this opportunity, this moment to speak to each and every one of you. I'm so humble and grateful for this opportunity. Thumbs up. All right, so my SEL journey, the idea that there's so much space and opportunity to explore in the world of SEL, I do want to just kind of speak to you about my SEL journey and what that kind of looks like. So as I think back, it started during the post-pandemic classroom, in my classroom where I saw social emotional deficit areas and disconnect between human connection. So I was like, we gotta do something about it. So I found an ebook, I read it, I drank the Kool-Aid, it was good. And then I went to the Summer Institute, the Virginia Institute, about boys and girls and how they learn differently and how the mind actually works in SEL. The Kool-Aid got a little bit thicker. And then months later, I got an email about Right Your Senator for SEL funding, and I was like, oh, I can do that. So I did that, did a little digging and research, and I was like, oh, this is real. The allocation is real. And so, looking for opportunities, I actually started my own LLC, wrote a budget proposal, pitched it to some folk, and it was like, how are we going to make money? I was like, I don't know. And so that's when SEL Academy came about. The SEL Academy was really a trajectory of my teaching career. It was life-changing, it was student-centered, it was completely authentic, it was dynamic, it was uncomfortable, it was mind-blowing, it was transformative, and it was earth-shattering. And then this idea that SEL can just change the entire trajectory of not only your classroom, but just your own well-being. And so I was like, look, everybody needs SEL. Where do I start? I was like, it starts with the adults, right? The teachers need it. I said parents need it. It supports mental wellness. It increases human connection. And it's hyper-intentional. And I was like, when do I start? So that next year when I came in, my classroom, I did a U-shaped classroom to symbolize connection. I created windows in my building as a window of opportunity. I did daily check-ins with my students. I joined Fist Pump Nation, which is this idea that I would fist pump every child for 180 days in my classroom and out of my classroom at my door, for just to give them a sense of connection and to acknowledge their presence, right? So I'm just being hyper-intentional about it. And so that's what we did. We celebrated ourselves. I got them to celebrate themselves. Like, what are 3 things you like about yourself? And they couldn't come up with 3 things. And so we had to do that first, and then we started celebrating other people in the building, from the lunch staff to the maintenance to other teachers. And so we did Journal with Mr. J. This idea that you can have multiple emotions. You can be sad and angry. We did goal setting. And we fed our kids because there was a need, because COVID money at that time had just run out and kids were hungry. And so we did iron poems, cross-curricular activities. And this was the moment where kids had allowed us to open up into their world. And I'll read some poems that they actually wrote at this time. And I am intelligent and thoughtful. I hear success calling. I see bright future. I am grateful. I wonder what life would be without school. I hear a happy life. I see people around me happier in life. This one was, I hear good vibes. I see people around me. Yo soy inteligente. I am intelligent. Quiero superiormente, right? And so, but then these 2 poems really reminds us why we do the work. Because I am nothing. I wonder nothing. I hear nothing. I want nothing. And I wonder what if I die, I hear death. I want to be with my grandma because I can't, I'm stupid. Right? And so this is why we actually do the work. This is why we do the work. And so I want to share the story with you that we continue to increase this work to improve empathy, understanding, and human connection. So it's a story about my 3 students, one who happens to be on the spectrum. He's in the cafeteria, he loses his top. It's in the garbage. He goes back to sit down. He's yelling at the top of his voice. 2 of my scholars run to him and ask him, what's the problem? He says, my top is gone. they run to the garbage can. They're digging in the garbage can to find his top. They find his top, they wash it off, they give it to him, they calm him down. And so that was the embodiment of my whole SEL experience in that year, that this idea that SEL is not just one thing you get to be, it's not one thing that you are, but it's something that you get to be. It's something that's a choice. It's the gift that keeps on giving.